Inside the tree were the remains of 4 people. 4. They had been stuffed in there on top of each other. The forensic experts working at the scene immediately said that the remains were ancient. Judging by the condition of the bones and the complete absence of soft tissue, they had been there not for a year or two, but much longer, maybe 10, 15, or even 20 years. The remains were sent to the laboratory. A long and painstaking process of identification began. Anthropologists determined that there were 2 men and 2 women, all young, approximately 20 to 25 years old. The next step was to find out how they died. The answer was found quickly. 3 skulls showed clear signs of blunt force trauma inflicted by a heavy object. The 4th skull was more severely damaged, but the nature of the injuries pointed to the same conclusion. There was no doubt these people had been brutally murdered with blows to the head. Their deaths were not accidents. This was cold-blooded murder. 4 people had been killed, and their bodies hidden in the most secure, most unimaginable place, the heart of an ancient tree. The killer, whoever he was, must have known this forest well. He knew about this sequoia. He knew about its hollow interior. He knew that in this remote corner of the park, they would probably never be found. And he was almost right. Now the investigators were faced with the primary task, to find out who these 4 people were. They had to dig up all the missing persons cases from the last few decades. It was a tremendous job. They started checking databases across California, then across the country. They were looking for groups of 4, 2 men, 2 women, who had gone missing in the area. Weeks went by. One by one, the leads dried up. Then, after nearly 2 months of working through the archives, one of the FBI analysts stumbled upon an old, dusty case file. September 1997. 4 friends from San Francisco, Mark Williams, 22, his girlfriend Jennifer Davis, 21, their friends Eric Muller, 23, and Chloe Banning, 22, went on a weekend camping trip to Sequoia National Park. They planned to hike one of the popular trails and return on Sunday evening. They never came back. On Monday, when none of them showed up for work or contacted their families raised the alarm. A massive search operation began. Hundreds of volunteers, rangers, police, and helicopters with thermal imaging cameras combed the forest week after week. The only thing they found was their car, an old Ford Explorer, parked in a parking lot at the start of the hiking trail. Inside the vehicle were wallets, some food, maps, everything they hadn't taken with them on their short hike. This indicated that they had intended to return, but they never did. The search continued for several months, but yielded absolutely nothing. No tents, no backpacks, not the slightest trace. It was as if 4 people had vanished into thin air in the middle of a vast forest. Eventually, the search was called off. The case was classified as unsolved. The parents of the missing spent years and all their savings on private investigators, but to no avail. To the rest of the world, Mark, Jennifer, Eric, and Chloe had vanished. And then, 23 years later, they were found. Investigators requested dental records for the missing and DNA samples from their aging parents. The examination confirmed what everyone already knew. The remains found in the trunk of a redwood tree belonged to 4 friends from San Francisco. The mystery of their disappearance had been solved, but in its place arose a new, even more terrifying one.